Good morning, grade 9s. In this video or in this lesson, we are going to talk about algebraic equations. Okay. Remember previously, we have been talking about algebraic expressions, how to simplify algebraic expressions, factorizing algebraic expressions, and so on. So we are just moving one step further to talk about algebraic equations, okay? What is the difference between an equation and an expression? Okay, look at these examples that we are given. What you have here, these are examples of equations. And this is read as 2x plus 3 is equal to 15. This is an equation, or that is an algebraic equation, okay? But then when you do not have the equal sign, if it's just like that, like 2x plus 3, 3f plus 2, those are algebraic expressions, okay? 4a plus 3, that is an algebraic expression. So when you do not have any equal sign, then you have an algebraic expression. But when you have an equal sign, then you have an equation. So equations have an equal sign, while algebraic expressions do not have an equal sign. Another example of these are also types of algebraic equations. So these are also equations, okay? Whereby you have this side of the equal sign, this side is called the left-hand side of the equation. From the equal sign, this side is called the right-hand side of the equation. So in this case, on the left you have an expression, and on the right you have an expression. So this expression is equal to that expression. That's what it's saying. Okay, here this expression is equal to that expression. Okay, here that expression is equal to that number, right? So we have the left hand side, the right hand side. Okay, furthermore, so that's basically that. Now, what do we mean when we say that you must solve for a certain equation? What we mean is that you need to find a certain value of the variable that makes the statement to be true, or that makes the equation to be true. Okay, but what exactly do we mean by that? Let's get here. You see, generally, what this thing is saying, 2x plus 3 is equal to 15. We are saying 2 multiplied by a certain number that we don't know, plus 3 will get 15. Okay, so 2 times a certain number plus 3 is equal to 15. Can you figure out what that number is? That number that you must multiply by 2, so that if you add 3, you get 15. Okay, the number is actually 6. Okay, because 2 multiplied by 6, you get 12. 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. Okay, so you can actually solve these equations just by inspecting, just by looking like that. But then sometimes the problem comes when you are given some other problem where you have, say, maybe 840 times a certain number plus 260. The answer is 400. Okay, now what number do you multiply with 840 so that if you add 260 you get 400? Like, if you do it this way, I mean, for problems where you have big numbers, it becomes difficult to solve by inspection. That is why algebra is now making it easy for you. Like, we have figured out ways of finding that number that we are looking for, not by inspection, but by following a certain set of rules. Okay, now how do we do it? Let's go right into it. How exactly do you do it? Like, if you want to find the number that you must multiply with x, I mean the number that you must multiply with 2 and add 3 so that you get 15, there's another way to do it, which is not inspection, which is you collect the like terms in this case. Okay, so you have 2x is equal to 15 minus 3. Now, if a certain term is crossing the equal sign, the sign has to change. If, like for instance, in this case, 3 was on the left-hand side of the equation, but we have to take it to the right-hand side of the equation. So 3 has to change the sign. It was positive, now it becomes negative. Okay? Okay, so you have 2x is equal to 15 minus 3 is 12. It's 12. So from there, to solve, we have, we want x to be alone. So for x to be alone, we must divide by 2. We divide by 2. So this 2 cancels that 2. And then we have that 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so that same number that we're talking about, the number that you have to, like for you to get 15, the number that you have to multiply 2 with and add 3 is actually 6. So we found this number, the same number that we found when we were just inspecting is the same number that we found now. Okay, so let's do another problem. Like for B, 3f plus 2, 3f plus 2 is equal to minus 7. Now, in this case again, you have 3f, collect the like terms, is equal to minus 7. Since this 2 does not have a letter, it doesn't have a variable, it goes to the right-hand side of the equation. It was positive 2 here, so when it goes to the other side, it becomes negative 2. So 3f is equal to negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9. If you press that on your calculator, that's what you will get. Okay, so from there, you divide, you want f to be alone. So for f to be alone, you must divide both sides by 3. Whatever you do on the left, you must also do on the right. So you divide this, cancels, that becomes negative 3. Okay, so the answer is negative 3. And that is how you solve. Right? Okay, let's do C. C is 4a plus 3 is equal to 8. Again, collect the like terms. Okay, 4a is equal to 8. 3 was positive here, so it's going to the right. It's crossing the equal sign, so it must change the sign. So it becomes that. Okay, 8 minus 3 is 5. So again, divide both sides by 4. So that 4 cancels out, and then you have a is equal to 5 over 4. And that is the solution. Every time you solve, you want the letter to be alone. You want the variable to be alone. The variable to be alone. You don't want the number next to the variable. You want it to be alone. Okay? So that is that. Now in number 2a, here, this is also a very simple problem. It's just that we have an expression on the left and another expression on the right. And another expression on the right, okay? So that's also quite a simple problem. So we simplify the way you simplify expressions. You multiply out the brackets, you see? So 2 multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by 4. Just the same way that we used to do. So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times, and then plus 2 times 4 is 8. Is equal to 3 times 5 is 15. And then plus 3 times x is 3x. Okay? From there, you collect the like terms. Okay? The ones with letters on the left, the ones with no letters on the right hand side of the equation. So you have 2x, anything else with x, yes, you get that 3x. So the 3x is coming from the right hand side. It was positive, now it's coming to the left. Therefore, it changes the sign to minus 3x is equal to 15 was already on the right. The 8 was on the left, so it must change the sign, minus 8. 2x minus 3x is minus x is equal to 15 minus 8, which is 7. Okay? Which is 7. Now you, again, look, it's like we have a 1 here, so it's like we have a 1 there, so you divide both sides by -1, both sides by negative. So x, -1 cancels out the -1. We just remain with x is equal to -7. Great. Let's okay. So that's basically that. Please do get the problems that are in the PDF that is attached to this, and try to solve those problems that you have there. Okay. Let's see if you are going to get it. Feel free to pause the video and yeah, understand it all. Okay. Thank you very much.